been long. Like it's been long. It's been really long since I came from the camera and actually did all this. Like 3 months now, and that's because I traveled. So I haven't actually been able to make content, and when I traveled to, it was really hard to make content. But staying away from it for so long now feels kind of awkward. And like right now, I'm trying my best to, actually know what to say, which is kind of weird. But this is a live update video, so I'm just going to babble, and I babble a lot. So please forgive me for that. So I know it's you anyways, but you might get a thing or two from here. So yeah, I traveled 3 months back to be able to spend some time with my brother, and I recently arrived like I think 2 to 3 or 4 days back, and I got sick. So that's why I only made a community post first, just like excited that I'm back, because I really didn't understand how much I missed making content until I stayed away from it for so long. And yeah, on the whole self development thing and what's been happening with me, I would say that I've been in the most rough place. I've been at the worst stages of my life, I think. I've learned a lot about myself, more than I even expected. There's a whole lot of flaws that I try to fix. There's a whole lot of flaws that, I recently just discovered about myself. For one, there was the hypocrisy. I recently discovered that I was a hypocrite. But we'll get there. And aside from that, I spent 3 months away from the gym because I didn't have access to the gym where I went to. So I actually was sticking to calisthenics, mostly pull-ups, push-ups. So that's kind of why I'm like lean. If you remember how my bicep was on my shoulder, how wide it was. This wasn't me before. I'm much smaller now, I'm much shrunken. But in all honesty, it wasn't all that bad. It was bad. I got sick, so it was bad. But I learned a whole lot that I'm not even going to lie about. I mostly learned about my flaws and a whole lot of things I need to change, and a little bit about my life as well. And to be honest, everything is this. Oh, hold on. This feels weird. It's been so long that I made content that right now I'm just trying my best to do whatever it is to make this content come out as perfect as possible, when I should just shoot. But anyways, I've been writing a lot in my journal, and unfortunately, most of the things I've been writing in my journal are mostly, like my most, how do I put this, moments where I was at my weakest. And there was so much about myself that I learned, and it's mostly, aside from the fact that there's a lot more growing up I need to do, it's also the fact that there's a lot of growing up I have done. And the me of then and the me of now are not the same people. And I'm really glad about that. To be able to know that from January down to the time that before I traveled, that I've actually changed a lot is really crazy. And I changed quite positively as I did negatively. So I'm not really pained, but at the same time I kind of like pained, because most of these flaws are things I thought I kicked away, but at the same time, the things that I did acquire, which are good, that I've actually been able to build myself to just a certain level, is also quite, how will I put this, remarkable, to be honest. So I give myself accolades for that. So flaws the flaws that I was able to catch on to while I was gone, I wrote this, I think it like 2 days back or 3 days before I came here. So it's basically like after spending the whole time. It's not like I was there and like in between. I was like, okay, no, no, no. It's literally like the entire period I spent there. It's this kind of thing. Whereas I was like trying to just key into everything I noticed, and one of them was my sexuality. But the good thing about this is I was able to control this. I've been able to control it, and in fact, I've been able to control it quite well. And I think I'm going to actually make a video on that later on to help you guys as well, because the way it happened is really something that it shocked me. It's just something that I'm just able to control now. It's like I first started off trying to do streaks, 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 day offs, day offs, day offs, day offs, and now I'm just able to not do it. I'm just able to not care, and that's really good. So that's one thing. It's not much of a flaw at the moment, but it's still something I noticed during that time because I kind of still fell back to most of those things. I was at my weakest when I traveled, man. I was at my weakest. So yeah, that was one of the things that I noticed, and it still needs work regardless of whether I'm on the roll right now. I still need to still keep in mind that this needs to stay that way. It doesn't need to change. I need to keep to it. Then lowering my gaze, which is just staring at women all the time. I need to stop that as well. I want to be able to just keep to myself. Be able to look down and actually don't stare at women like they're items. And I've been trying to build towards that. I've been trying to build towards that quite well. It's a work in progress. Well, not there yet, but definitely we'll get there. So yeah, I'm going on with that as well. There's my anger and easy inclination towards self-control, and that is something that also is being worked on. Then lack of motivation towards my spirituality, that is me being Muslim, my lying involuntarily and involuntarily, addiction to video games, excessive phone use, and high levels of procrastination. So all this will be worked on, obviously. I don't know how to do a life update video. I don't even know how to do a video to just tell you, hi, I'm back, but this is just what I wanted to start with. So those were the flaws, and with all honesty, there's a whole lot more, man. There's a whole lot more I learned, but I don't really know how to start gushing it out. But I'm going to start creating content again, sharing my progress, giving you information, feeding you whatever it is that it feels necessary. There's a whole lot I learned. There's a whole lot that my mindset, the perspective, everything, a lot of things changed. I'm not exactly like a very new person, but there's a whole lot I've learned, and there's a whole lot about me that's about to change that I can feel, and it's good. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm back, and I'll be doing whatever it is I can to be pumping content and giving you advice wherever I can. So until I see you again, something great, and if you're happy to see me, sure to leave one of these. Thanks, and bye.